Hi YouTubers, it's my first video and I thought it was about time that I made this video basically about childhood bullying and the effect that it has on adult life after you come out of childhood. Growing up from a young age, going back as far as nursery, I had a lot of problems with bullying and it's a touchy subject, um, especially on reflection. Going back through the years, I've had many a year where I've reflected on things and it's affected me in a certain number of ways. I've been through countless bouts of depression, eating disorders, a lot of self-harm, but the purpose of me making this video is to maybe help and give some advice to people that have been in similar situations to myself. Right, where to begin? Bullying. One thing I always used to believe when I was being bullied is that things were my fault, and that wasn't always the case, but looking back on it, thought at the time you don't think of anything different because you're constantly told that you're not nice. Bullying can come in many forms, obviously physical violence, mental abuse, sexual abuse. There's so many different forms of abuse, and I've had to try every form of abuse you could possibly have, and I just wanted to make this to also give hope to people that you can beat bullying, you can come through it. So yes, bullying. The worst bout of my bullying, I would say, happened when I was in secondary school. Started from year 7. And strangely enough, it was by people that I'd gone through primary school and even nursery with some of them. But when they got to secondary school and they met people from other schools, they felt they had a point to prove, and I dress quite differently to most people. I'm quite alternative. I like my alternative gothic image slash style, whatever you want to call it. I like to be different, but that's just me, and I think people took advantage of that, and that was their excuse. I was an easy target in that sense. There were a couple of other people in my school that liked this sort of image, and they weren't frowned upon quite as much, but they were girls, so I think the girls got that off a little bit easily, thankfully, because I wouldn't want them to go through any pain, or anyone for that matter. I'm just glad that it was I'm glad that I took the brunt of it in a way, because it's not other people again. But let's start feeling sorry for yourself. Bullcrap, that doesn't help. If anyone watching this is going through any form of bullying, my advice would be to, looking back on it, to tell somebody. There's many different support networks out there that I've used. Samaritans is very good if you're in the UK, or there is a number if you're in the Republic of Ireland as well. They're a confidential line that you can talk with, and everything you say to them doesn't leave the phone, or you can actually go into some of the buildings as well, and everything you tell them, again, it's confidential between you and them, and I found those really helpful because they're non-judgmental, and they didn't lecture me, they just listened. And from my experience, people that get bullied don't seem to be listened to as much as they should be. The bullies only have a voice because people are scared to use their own voices to pull down the bullies. Bullies are I don't know how to explain that. I guess bullies are insecure with their own lifestyles and they choose to bully other people because they think it's fun, and it makes them powerful because it also takes the edge off their own lives, off the focus of their own lives, and they focus on something else. It's their lives, so either not that exciting or there's pain there that they don't want to face. I'm not in any way justifying or defending a bully, because a bully chooses to be a bully after all. But there is right and wrong on both sides anyway. But through my experience of bullying, like I said, I've been through a lot of things. I've been through eating disorders, self-harm, and this is just really to help and advise. Like I said, I'm trying to look at ways Samaritans is a good option. If you're in school or college, there's many facilities that you can use, such as your tutors, and even if you've got a close friend or relative which you can confide in, that will always help. When I was younger, I never felt like I could confide in people. I never really spoke to my family about my issue with bullying, and I kind of regret it now, but at the same time I didn't feel it was the right thing at that time. But my advice would be, if you've got somebody that you can really trust, then it's best to tell somebody before it gets to the point where you hit a rock bottom. I hated myself for many years. I thought that I wasn't good enough to live, and that's where the self-harm came in, and eventually a couple of suicide attempts came in also. But there is hope. There is hope. You've just got to be strong and face your demons, because if you let them control you for too long, it can have serious effects later on in life. The reason I said this for younger people is because that's where it usually starts, and that's where the after effects come in adulthood. And the bullied can sometimes become the bullies because they're shallow and empty, and that's why bullies target people like myself at one stage, and I'm sure many other people also. Don't be afraid to tell somebody that you've been bullied. And if you're an adult and you're going through some of the issues that I've been through also, don't be afraid to tell somebody that you trust. Because that one friend, or that one neighbour, or that one doctor, or it might just be the thing that helps get you through a tough situation like bullying. It might give you the closure that you need. For me, I'm not really in touch with many people from my schools anymore, but one thing I will say is that don't let the past destroy you either, because it can have a massive effect, and I'm sure there's many people that will be watching this that have a torrid time, and I want to apologise to those people also for that torrid time, because even though it wasn't my fault, I kind of can empathise in a way how you feel, because I've been through a lot of stuff myself. I just hope that you find this video useful, and if you have any questions or you need any advice, then please feel free to reply, like my page, and I'll get back with you with any information that I could possibly give, maybe even be of some assistance to you. Thanks.